Welcome to the Hub, the HBA Hub. My name is Sharon Weinstein, and I'm the chair of the Coaching, Training, Consulting Program for the HBA Ambassador Program. As a coach myself, I am really interested in providing women leaders with the skill sets that they need in order to truly advance within their careers. So I'm delighted to present for you today a session called Great Leaders Are Great Negotiators. And isn't that exactly what we need? Welcome to Great Leaders Are Great Negotiators. Again, I'm Sharon Weinstein, and I'm delighted to share with you today. The world has changed, hasn't it? We're all adjusting to the realities of the new world on a global scale. Handshakes have now become mouse clicks and waves. Eye contact might be through a webcam such as this. Human connection may be different, but not gone. And new challenges present new opportunities. That said, the principles of negotiation have not changed. We are all negotiators each and every day of our lives. Sometimes we can get rattled. We must remain cool under pressure. For some, negotiating is a source of stress. As a stress buster, I feel your pain. For others, it's a game to see who may win or hopefully to create a win-win. To negotiate successfully, we must begin with the end in mind. Advanced planning is a must. The process is simple, but each step is critical to the outcome. Know the why, be prepared, follow the tips, understand the rationale, know your common ground, open with your case. This demonstrates confidence. Listen actively, support your case with facts. Explore agreement and disagreement and understand what's possible and what's not. Indicate your readiness to work together. Know your options. Advance to closure by confirming the details, and then, of course, make it happen. Let's chat. Knowing when and how to negotiate is one thing. Great leaders are great negotiators. They know when to proceed, and they know another important lesson, when to call it quits. Savvy business leaders recognize when it's time to call off the talks, break off the negotiation or the contract. Union leaders are familiar with the process, aren't they? And so too are sports agents. As a leader in your field, are you familiar with negotiating, influencing strategies and style, and keeping cool under pressure? Leaders who respond well under pressure are those who discern patterns and trends among the many moving parts. And there are many moving parts to the process. These great leaders can dissect the challenge quickly and get to its core, making stressful situations much less overwhelming. They keep cool. So let's talk about what business are we in? We're in the business of negotiation, which is nothing more than communication with different starting positions, a principle that remains the same. We still must begin with the end in mind. Our process may be different in a virtual world, but we are still sharing, selling products, ideas, or ourselves. That takes 3 steps: preparation, delivery, and education. Preparation because mindset impacts how we present ourselves. Delivery because it summons positive energy. And education because we want to use stories to connect and generate emotion. Use graphics to make content pop. Make your emotions work for you in negotiations, so bring it on. Handle those difficult people, manage conflict, and pick your battles. Step 1, be mindful. Mindset fuels your behaviors, energizes you, and helps to refine and retool relationships. This means noticing and accepting what's happening in your space and in the room or on screen. Identify your emotional trigger and focus on something else. If you can precisely identify what triggers your emotion, then you can choose to focus on other things or perhaps on other people. This gives you the power to change your emotion. In this case, you might focus on the CEO who's nodding in the room and smiling at you rather than someone who is being difficult. This brings us to the 3 C's: calm confidence and optimism, clear vision, and cultural awareness. Be optimistic, but cautiously so. Cautious optimism sends the message that you know how to handle the situation, but also expresses your awareness of the reality that sometimes it can be difficult to determine next steps. Be visionary. When high pressure situations strike, leaders are always imagining the possibilities as they approach that intersection. They know what path to take and what lies ahead. And be culturally aware. We live in a multicultural society, and it truly enriches us. There are multiple sources of information on negotiating internationally. Use them. This includes orientation for expats and their families, language skills, adapting to local circumstances, housing, and so much more. Don't rely on stereotypes, what we see in the media, profiling, and distorted expectations. Let's focus on what really matters and create a win for all. How do we influence others? We do it with the 3 Ps. Position, it's a sense of power. Perspective, it's about empathy. And problems, it's about being aware of and adapting to and creating or generating those solutions. Then and only then do we reach consensus. So there are strategies and there are styles, aren't there? We're all different. Our styles differ, our personalities differ, and our outcomes even differ. Each of us gets from point A to point B in our own way. Our upbringing, education, mindset, attitude, and yes, our personalities have a direct effect on our outcomes. People negotiate differently and behave differently during the process. How we act, what we say, and our body language, these factors affect our ability to be heard, to communicate, and to negotiate. And people skills can make the difference between win, lose, and all win. Consider this. 2 priests were so addicted to smoking that they desperately needed to puff on cigarettes even when they prayed. Both decided to ask their superior for permission to smoke. The first asked if it was okay to smoke while praying. Permission was denied. The second priest asked if he was allowed to pray while he was smoking. His superior found this dedication admirable and immediately granted his request. So your attitude, what you say and how you say it matters. Body leaning in, positioning, stance, and posture. Hands voluntary, confident, or involuntary, lack of confidence movements. And legs, if they can see your legs and you're not on a screen, uncrossed. This denotes trustworthiness. Feet flat on the floor is a positive signal. In spite of posturing, people on the other side wouldn't be there if they didn't see a potentially positive business outcome. So be seen as a problem solver rather than an opponent. Use your body language to persuade and to influence others. Relax, relax, relax. Align and engage. It's about body language and eye contact. Nod your head. This denotes alignment and diffuses tension. Mirror the action. This suggests engagement. Mind your hands. Mind your feet. Relax your body. It builds trust. Smile. It demonstrates calm confidence. And maintain eye contact, even on screen. This demonstrates engagement. Follow through by keeping your cool. Agree to resolve conflict in a respectful way. So after the cool down, arrange to meet in a neutral location. Listen carefully and be honest. All parties describe conflict in clear terms, behaviors, feelings, and desired outcomes. Take responsibility for your behavior by focusing on the problem, not on the people. And please be willing to compromise, restate, summarize, brainstorm potential solutions, and listen to options, shake hands, and agree to action. Follow through, track the process, be authentic and bespoke. My best negotiation, minus the pressure, was asking my husband to marry me on our 5th date. I simply stated, I'm not working on Wednesday. Do you want to get married? Why Wednesday? Because as a new nurse, I was working 2 shifts per day, 7 days a week, and I had no time off. Even 4 of our 5 dates were brief because he arrived late and I needed to change and get to work by 10:30 p.m. The fortune is in the follow-up. You've heard this in networking circles and you know it to be true. Make your follow-through custom and clear, perhaps a video thank you, a handwritten note. Yes, handwritten notes still really do add value. Make it your own bespoke, something authentic, customized, and representative of you. No is not the ending in a negotiation, is it? There are always other alternatives, and there is a best alternative to a negotiated agreement. So I encourage you to think, what if? What if negotiation fails for any reason? Then this is the solution we're willing to accept. What are your plans B and C and D? What are the scenarios and where are they? Are they on the shelves? Prepare the shelves in advance and stick to them. My advice is to think multiple steps ahead by diagramming, envisioning multiple outcomes, and if-then contingencies by building incentives and penalties into the agreement based upon differing predictive outcomes. Monitor and track that process. Don't pass off the technicalities to an associate without communicating your intention. Think about it. That's like the chief resident turning the clothes over to a first-year resident. You don't want that to happen, especially if you're on the operating room table. Read all versions carefully and ask your attorney to read it back to you in non-legalese so that you completely understand the results of the negotiation. In virtual settings, once your presentation is in good shape, it's time to prepare for things that could cause you to freeze. What if your software locks up? Figure out what you'll do. Again, those contingencies. What if your client is delayed and you only get to hit key points? What if you need to ask questions, change a date, schedule another session, brainstorm, decide in advance how you will respond. In live settings, stick to the plan, keep your cool, and master your process. Remember, negotiation is a fact of life. It's what we do each and every day. Let's do it in a way that allows us to master our skill sets and create a win-win for ourselves and for the organization with whom we're negotiating. Thank you so much. Any questions, you can reach me at sharon@sharonmweinstein.com. Again, this is Sharon Weinstein. I hope that you enjoyed this session and the other sessions within the HBA conference. Enjoy your day.